And welcome back. Well, with me today is Sue Margolis of the United Board. And today we are going to be talking about property taxes and the assessments the monthly assessments, but also we were talking about how some people don't realize in United that the property taxes are paid by United. However, it goes in through the assessments.
Okay. If you look at your monthly assessment, they're divided into 4 buckets.
Mm-hmm.
And one is the reserve, one is the operating, and one is GRF. And the last one, of course, is the property taxes.
Right.
And that's individual.
Mm-hmm.
The property taxes go for roads, schools, police, etc. And they go to on county-wide services. Your board does not set the rate, and we have no say on what you have to pay. It's taxes. The second bucket is the GRF funds, and is for village-wide services, security, the clubhouses, swimming pool, golf course, all the wonderful things like stables and recreation services and buses. Since the mutual provides the funds we can give input, some of the funding is also supplied by the $5,000 buy-in fee. And now, so we need to listen to our new shareholders. They have to, because they're putting in a good amount of money into this. The bucket 3 is the operating funds, and we see it work every day. To put it in perspective, if you lived in Lake Forest, the average call to a plumber is $303. It's included. For electrician, $318. To have a tree trimmed in front of your house would be about $414. For gutter cleaning, $132. All of this is included in your assessment, as well as water sewer bill for 2 people would be $48, trash pickup $15. The average landscaping bill is $175, and it's in your monthly assessment. And I could go on, there's all kinds of things in that monthly assessment. That this year we're asking staff to give us a list of what funds are absolutely necessary, what would make their group more efficient, and what is in their wish list. So we can do a good budget over the next 4 months. We will review this data and hope to get a happy median and not raise the fees too much. But what I want to talk mostly about today is the last category, bucket 4, United Reserve Fund, since I believe it's the least visible of all of these activities. It is partly an accumulation for the rainy day fund to handle future anticipated and unanticipated problems, the wear and tear on our infrastructure, whether visible as we walk around or invisible as our water, sewage, utilities, infrastructure. To assist us, United has had a consultant perform a complete reserve study, and the results will be available soon. The reserve study looks out 30 years, so it takes into account and it estimates the useful life, replacement schedule, replacement cost of building components that comprise the mutual co-ops. The study attempts to cover every conceivable item that makes up the co-op complex: windows, roofs, appliances, landscaping, plumbing, electric, cul-de-sac pavement, laundry rooms. Can you think of anything else?
Well, I mean, just we've talked about this before, and other members, all the other reserves that you may need on just general repairs and dry rot and all those type of things, that the walls that go around the manors and things like that may need repair. It's never ending.
It's important to make sure United Repair Reserves is not underfunded. If underfunded, there's a very strong possibility we'll face a special assessment to pay for the repairs, or will chronically defer maintenance items because we don't have enough money to pay for them. And this has been done in the past, that they have deferred maintenance items. Why put more money in your reserve fund than necessary? I can't think of a good reason. You don't want to make the reserve contribution that errs on the side of being too little because of the consequences we discuss, we would have to have a special assessment or borrow money that comes at a higher cost. But we shouldn't put too much away either in order to ensure we need to perform a timely ongoing maintenance, review our operating budget to verify that there were not double budgeting, and review the actual replacement costs. Currently, we're funding multi-year projects, the circuit box replacement, the sewer box, which will be completed in 2026, the sewer line epoxy lining to be completed in 2025. These are long-term. The water line epoxy as needed. Exterior repair and painting is a 10-year program. We go through the village every 10 years. Roof replacement based on the type of the roof. The asphalt paving is 20 years. Gutter and downspouts, common wall, and Shepherd's Crook. The bottom line is the primary responsibility of the board of directors is to maintain the physical assets of the corporation.
Right.
And many of which will deteriorate on a fairly regular cycle. You can see it in your home. These assets translate to a list of the reserve components, each with its own useful life, remaining useful life, and replacement costs. There are many wise steps to minimize your reserve contributions necessary to ensure timely repairs and replacement. But it's unrealistic to expect a substantial reduction in that cost. In fact, because of the cost of living going up, it is definitely. United is getting ready to budget for next year, starting with the reserve fund, and we want your input on what's important to you. I know don't raise the fees is not the answer. Tough choices need to be made, and we don't want to hear that you had a mortgage lower than our fees. The maintenance of your property and some of your utilities were not included in your mortgage. There's much more in our fees. So what is important to you? And I hear every day, don't spend my money unwisely. Well, we need to know what you consider wisely. And there's going to be an open meeting on May 16th in the board room at 1:30 to go over this draft reserve study and start setting that part of the assessment fee.
All right, and now that is something that people who are interested, this is the time that they can lend their voices, say what they're interested in, maybe what they aren't, because once you get through the process a certain length of time, things get pretty well set. So
we will be setting the fee.
Yes.
And we will be getting it done.
Okay.
Thank you.
Hey, thank you for coming on. I really appreciate it. And we'll see somebody from United next time. Always good to see you and all the folks. And remember that this is the budget season that we're kind of in right now. So this is the time, if you have some thoughts, to make them known, right?
Yes, please let us know.
All right.
We don't want to be told you spent my money unwisely.
Yes. No. Thank you, Sue, very much. You take care, and we'll be right back.